This conference will now be recorded.
Yeah,
Yes,
what we discussed, guys, in the previous session.
how to test on the postman and the URLs shared with server.
Sorry.
Postman in the postman we are testing right URLs.
Yeah.
Yesterday shared web server.
Okay.
We can get the employee.
Then, okay, that's fine. So yesterday we discussed about how we can hit the APIs, right, by using
Yes,
web
postman.
services, right,
Yes,
and how we can test the APIs by using Postman.
postman.
Post.
So while testing the Postman, what are the things we need to provide? URL. It is a combination of
W um,
base
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 URL.
base URL
URL and
plus
Domain.
resource or
request
request
Param.
plus parameter, right? The parameter is
parameter.
nothing but a three
Employee
types.
some yeah.
Parameters are three types. What are they? Query
Query
parameter.
Query
parameter,
parameter.
param,
Parameter.
Yes,
Parameter.
very good.
body.
Parameter.
And body.
Body. Parameter.
Okay. Have you everyone anyone tried how we can pass the param and how we can pass the body?
Yes.
Yes, today you can try. Okay, if you are getting, that's fine. If not, we'll discuss. Okay. So we discussed about query parameter, right? And try with the parameter, and this body is used to post them. Okay, basically these two methods are used to query parameter and parameter. These two used to get, okay, get methods, like let me open the Boomi. Okay, I will show you. Right. So now what we are doing here. So we are listening, right? We are listening the service, right? We are listening the service. After listening the service, we are trying to hit the service, right? We are get hit that particular service to the service. Okay, web server service, we are hitting that. According to that, we are getting some response. Whatever the response we are getting, that response we are sending back to the server, right? So now you can see here, simple path. Okay, this is my simple path and soap URL. Okay, what do you mean by soap? How we can pass this soap? And if we are passing this soap, okay, we need to pass the WSDL files. Okay, what do you mean by WSDL files? We'll discuss now. Okay, so now here it is, see, the endpoint of XML or JSON request and posted data are not a SOAP or SOAP structure. Okay, if it is not in a SOAP structure, SOAP is a different one. WSDL. Okay, SOAP will follow the WSDL files. Okay, web services a descriptive language. Okay, web service descriptive language is nothing but the WSDL. Okay, so that will be going to be, this. So if you are, not using any XML or JSON format, if you want to go with only simple, okay, not with the SOAP URL, if you want to go with only simple, then we can pass like this. Okay, object and the action which you are doing, right? Get. So now we are talking about a query parameter and param parameter, right? So this query parameter and param parameters can be passed when the action is, when the operation is get or query or, create. So if you are creating or if you are querying anything, if you are creating anything, or right, so then we can go with a query parameter or a param parameter. So now if it is you want to update something, okay, or if you want to upset something, then we need to go with a sorry, body also. So where we can pass this body, okay, where we can pass this body means in the postman. When we are doing the testing, we need to pass the bodies. Like that time the action should be post. Okay, action should be post. Now here you can see, here we have a body, here we have a raw, and you need to click on this raw, and we need to text which format of body you are passing. Either you are passing a JSON format of data or XML format of data. We need to click on that particular format, then we need to send it. Okay, then it is going to be posted the data, which means it is going to be no update the data or upset the data, right? So I will discuss later about this body type and all. So now basically when we are using the parameter or query parameter, that time we will, operation should be get or query or create. So now when we are doing some updates, okay, now see here, okay, for example you are getting some response here, right? You are getting some response. This response we are sending back to here. So now this response you want to update, or if you want to do some kind of upset action, okay, that time the action should be sent here. Okay, the action should be sent, and we need to do the post method. Okay, coming days I will show you, but keep it in mind, query parameter, param parameter, and body. So the query parameter and body param parameter both are used for the getting the data or query the data or creating the data. And this post, like, if whenever you want to update anything or you want to post something, okay, or you want to upset something, then we'll go with the body. Clear? Yes.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Oh, if it is
Yes.
clear, then we'll move ahead. So now, so API. So APIs are nothing but a application interface, right? Programming interface. So this APIs can be consumed, or API can be exposed two ways. Okay, one is a SOAP API, and the another one is the REST API. Okay, REST API. So SOAP means, what do you mean by full form of SOAP? Anyone?
Simple
Simple.
Object
Simple
Access Protocol.
object
Very good.
access
Object access
Access.
access.
protocol. So name itself, it is saying that it is a protocol. Okay, it is a protocol. It is not, it is a XML based language. Okay, it is a XML based language. It is going to be supported by XML format of data. So I will show you, and I will discuss about the simple object access protocol. But we are not use extensively this SOAP calls, because it is a high, it will consume the high, high bandwidth, and as well as it have a more, it is a more secure, it is a more secure compared to REST. But most of the companies will go with the REST, because here we have different, type of authentications it is going to be provide, as well as it is, consumes less bandwidth, right? So I will show you. REST means representational
Representational state
Representation
transfer
state
protocol.
transfer.
System.
Transfer application programming.
representational
State
State
transfer.
state
transfer
transfer,
Transfer.
right? Representational state transfer. So it is both XML format of data as well as JSON. Okay, it will support the both XML as well as the JSON format of data. So now whenever whenever if you want to consume any APIs, or if you want to expose any APIs, one more API type is there, that is OData. This OData type we will not use extensively. So now, so 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 whenever you are working with a SOAP, it is one of the oldest language. Okay, it is one of the oldest language introduced when we know these APIs are introduced. So whenever we are talking with the APIs, so first two words will come into the picture. Okay, what are they? Service provider, and one more is service
Service
consumer, right?
consumer.
Very good. So service consumer. Okay, service consumer. So now when it is one of the oldest, API method introduced, okay, which is introduced by IBM as well as the Microsoft. Okay, both commonly introduced this one, so that's fine. Okay, we don't want to go into that history. So now, okay, this soap methods. Okay, whenever you want to expose APIs, okay, the best way is you need to use the soap. Okay, so it is not like that only soap can be used for expose the APIs. No, we can use REST APIs also, but soap best way. Okay, soap is the best way to expose the APIs. So whenever you want to consume the APIs from Boomi end, we can use the REST APIs. Okay, that's fine. So WSDL file, what is the full form of WSDL? WSDL, anyone?
Web
Web
service description.
server.
So, server description language.
Web server or web service?
Web
Web
service I
services description
Web service
language.
description language,
description
right?
language.
So it is a web service. See, it is a web service. Name itself, it is saying web service, which means it is going to be a service provider or service consumer. So when we are using the SOAP, okay, visual files. So it is a descriptive language. Okay, it is a kind of XML language. It looks like XML. Okay, so whenever you want to whenever you want to expose any APIs, okay, WSDLs, okay, WSDL will give the web services description language. It is XML format of data. Okay, description language, right? Okay, so now it it is an XML format of data, but it's not exactly the XML, but it is a tag base. Okay, it is XML only, but it's not exact the XML. Okay, this XML contains the headers. Okay, okay, I'm not going in that much of depth. Okay, high levelly I'm explaining. So whoever interested to learn about this web services web service description language, you can go through no, we have different channels. You can go and you can search over there. Okay, show you digital food. Okay, okay, working digital files, so QI. So you can search. Okay, you can search and you can go through. Okay, that's fine. Headers, and it contains the body and it contains the envelope. Okay, it contains the envelope. So it contains the envelope. This body, okay, body is containing, okay, exact payload. Okay, this body is containing the exact payload, and this, see, this no headers will contain the authentication details and the uh, uh, the authentication details and any important, okay, if you want to pass any token, or if you want to pass any barrier tokens or any authentication details, this headers will contain the the header will contain the this details, and bodies contains the exact payload, and envelope is a envelope, it is a kind of supporting it, like it will support the XML formats. So now if you come here, okay, let me search visual sample VSDL sample VSDL file. Okay, let me open it. Okay, IBM. You can see when I'm clicking on the VSDL, the first tab is become IBM, which means it is introduced by IBM. First, it is introduced by IBM. Okay, so now let me open in a new tab. How it looks like, I will show you. Okay, now you can see here. Okay, where it is. Yeah, so now you can see here VSDL file, right? here it is a body segments. We have a different segments. These segments indicates that body, and this is headers. Okay, visual type. Okay, element default qualified target. Oh, okay, see here it is containing some url, and it is containing some url and all, right, which it is nothing but a header. Okay, this it containing the urls, and the token authentication details is containing. And the segments is containing the exact body, right. And envelope is, you cannot see here even envelope. Okay, envelope is kind of additional data, right. Mhm. Not this one. Let me go back and let me get any one of the file of crystal. Yes, now you can see here. Now you can see here, this is the exact digital file. Let me copy this, come back to the notepad. Okay, let me paste it here. Okay, so now, okay, come here. Now you can see here visual. Okay, this is a visual definition, right. You can see you can see xml, right. Some tags is there, right. As http, here it is containing some url, right. This url indicates that the location, and that visual file, uh, that particular visual file, containing which authentication details, all these things. Okay, now you can see this is a header. And from schema, you can see the schema is nothing but a structure, right. A structure is nothing but a payload, right. That schema which containing, right. This is complete body. You can see here sequence, complex type, and all these details is containing, which means it is a body containing. Okay, body containing the, what it containing, payload, right, the exact data, right. So now,
Yes.
okay, I don't want to get into that much depth. If you want to go, search in Google, or if you want to do some kind of experiment on that, you can go. Okay, so now, so this is about a soap is a simple object access protocol. Now rest. Okay, rest. So now rest, representational state transfer, it is a architectural design. Okay, it is a architectural design. Okay, it is architecture. Okay, which means we, whatever the, okay, whatever the development you want to do, or whatever the modifications you want to do, basically if we are using the soap apis or visual files, so we cannot able to do some changes in the xml format, because it containing the headers, body, envelope, right. If you are doing some changes, it will affect that visual files. Okay, visual files it will affect. Okay, and moreover it is a protocol. Okay, moreover it is a protocol. But rest is just architecture. Okay, it is the architecture. If it will support both xml format of data as well as the json format of data. Okay, so xml means tag based language, right. Okay, xml means it is a tag based language or comment based language. So which means it consuming the more data, right. More bandwidth it is going to be consumed. Okay, so but if you are using json formatted data, it is a javascript object notation. Okay, it is not containing any kind of tags, or it not containing any kind of tag comments, right. Because see here simply we are writing in the field, and the field is containing a double quote, or a single quote, or none, without quote, because depending on the data type which we are taking, right. That's why it is consuming only less bandwidth, okay, compared to the soap. Okay, and let me show you the difference. Okay, even you can go and you can search the difference between rest and soap and rest. Okay, if I open this, let me open this. Soap API and REST API. So release soap simple object access protocol, representational state transfer. Okay, So it is using the HTTP of architecture. Okay, it is a HTTP architecture using C. That is saying architecture using the HTTP. So you want, if you want to connect with, if you want to connect with APIs in Boomi, we can go with HTTP. Okay, so basically whenever if you are writing anything, or if you are creating any, okay, or if you want to expose any data, or if you want to create any URL, but how we will create that URL with the protocol, right? HTTP or HTTPS. With this protocol, we can URI, right? Then we can put something like that, and it, like this www dot, right, facebook.com, or boomi.com. Likewise we can do, right? Our no our architecture will start with this protocol,
HTTP.
right, which is architecture. It is an architectural protocol. Okay. Yes, you can see here, you can see. So representational state stands for architecture using HTTP. It is saying architecture, and it is a protocol. Okay, it is a protocol, simple object access protocol. So transports data in standards of XML format of data. That is what I explained, right? XML supports the XML format of data, and generally transport JSON format. Most of the times we can go with the JSON, but REST will support both the XML as well as the JSON. Okay, because REST follows stateless. Okay, it stateless model, and it is a stateful model. Okay, it is a stateless model, and SOAP is a stateful model, does not enforce using message formats. Okay, and you can see it works with the WSDL. Okay, so as I told you, right, SOAP work with the help of WSDL files. Okay, so here we can go with the WSDLs, and we need to do some kind of actions. Okay, but when we are using when we are using a REST, so we, whatever the actions you want to perform, like you want to get the data, or you want to post the data, or you want to put the data, or you want to delete the data, we can perform. So like, I will show you, I will tell you the difference between post and put. Post is nothing but, okay, post is nothing but if you are doing, okay, if you are updating anything, or for example, a data is coming from the source, you want to update it, like, you want to create a new no, new profile. For example, one file is coming from the source. According to that, if you want to create a new file, okay, create a new file, then we can go with the post method. And if it is a put is nothing but if already any existed file is there, if you are updating something in that, then we can go with the put. Okay, so it is most important difference between a post and put, and the difference between get and query. And no, this is very important. Okay, go and check the differences, okay, definitions of these methods. Okay, so that's fine. Okay, see here, works over the HTTP, HTTPS, SMTP, and XMTPP. So these are all protocols. Okay, these are all protocols, and work with the HTTP and HTTPS, right? Highly structured type. Okay, that is what I told you, right? It is highly structured because it contains the headers. Now you can see it contains the headers, right, body, envelope, all these details it is need, it contains. That's why it is a highly structured. And less structured, less bulky data, because it is following XML, uh, JSON format of data, right? In JSON format, we will not write anything, just simple field name. Then in the quotes, or single quote or double quotes, we will put that according to the data type. We will give you the value, right? Whether it is a boolean or float, character, or where uh, integer, depending on that data type, we will put a single quote or double quote, right? So designed with a large enterprise application in mind. Okay, so designed with the mobile devices in mind. Okay, and see here, if you want to go with any large applications, then we need to definitely we'll go with a SOAP. Okay, if you are using any mobile devices, simple, okay, lightweight devices, or lightweight data transactions, then we can go with a REST APIs. Clear? Clear? Anyone have any questions
Yes.
or any doubts still here? Yes. So see guys, because these these two, okay, please go through, if you want, I will give you that link also. Okay, please go through the difference between SOAP and REST. Very important, very important. Okay, I'm pasting here that the difference between REST APIs and the SOAP APIs. So you must know what is the difference between the SOAP and REST, how, where exactly we need to use, how we need to use. Okay, so that's fine. So till here, anyone have any questions or any doubts? Yes.
Clear. Clear.
Clear, clear.
Okay, if it is clear, we'll jump into next. Okay, so now, so now when we can use the soap and when we can use the rest. So if you want, okay, most of the time, I'm not selling every time, I'm not telling that every time, most of the times. Okay, most of the times, soap can be used, soap API can be used, to ex- expose the data, expose the API from booming. Okay, so now REST API can be used to consume the data. Okay, consume the API. Okay, consume the API. For example, okay, for example, uh, ఏమైంది? Okay, so now if you want to expose that APIs, we can go with the soap, and if you want to consume the APIs, we can go with the REST. So now if you are using that, if you want to use APIs in from Boomi, we have a web services soap client. Okay, web service soap client connector we have. Okay, so and if you want to go with the REST APIs, basically we can use HTTP. Okay, HTTP client connector or HTTP client. So now I will show you here in Boomi. Okay, so now, okay, now come here. Click on. So if I click on this web, now you can see web service server and web service soap client and HTTP client. So now if I want to go with the soap, okay, now you can see here it is asking to the create a connection. In the connection part, see, you need to give the soap URL and soap endpoint, WSDL URL and soap endpoint, and security type. What are the security you want to use? You can go with, okay, and username and password, client SSL certification. These are all the details you need to give. Okay, so that's fine. After creating this in the operation part, okay, you can see only execute. Okay, we can take only the execute when WSDL file. Okay, when we are going with a soap, we'll go with only execute and then in the operation. Now you can see here it is asking to the import. Okay, it is asking to the import. Now let me take here, still any connection is not created. Then you can click on the next and you can import that objects. Okay, we have different objects, like depending on the input, that input operation type, we can do a perform. Okay, we can perform the actions. Okay, so now I will not get into this, so okay, because I'm not interested, and most of the time we will not use also. So most of the time we will use the HTTP. Okay, HTTP you can see here. So now you can create URL. Okay, here you can pass the base URL. Okay, the base URL, and depending on the authentication type, we have a different authentications like a basic, password digest, custom, right? OAuth 2.0. Okay, most of the interviews will ask what is the different, use of OAuth 2.0, how we can establish the OAuth 2.0. Okay, now if I go to basic, here you can give them username and password. Okay, so now let me give this URL. Okay, www dot something. Okay, or else I can get it from the data management shared web services. This is my base here, right? Let me copy this. Okay, so most of, if you're not passing this also, it is fine. Okay, now save and close. Now where is that? Okay, and if I click on operation, okay, we have a different okay request headers, resource headers, how we can pass these request headers and resource headers, how we can pass this request profile and response profile, we'll see. Okay, now you can see we have different methods, like get, post, put, delete. You can see here, get, post, put, delete. So we'll see today, tomorrow. Till here, anyone have any questions or any doubts? Till here, anyone have any questions or any doubts?
Pavan, can we use the patch also?
Yes, we can use. So for that,
Okay.
we have a different HTTP client connector. If I come here,
Okay.
okay, HTTP, because recently that patch connector is removed. Okay, so here we can use that patch method also. Okay, if I use, let me open that. It is not there, but recently it is removed. We have one connector called HTTP patch. By using that patch, we can do the patch actions also, but it is removed from the Boomi connector itself because it is creating a lot of issues. That's why.
Okay.
Now you can see. So I will show you in the community. If I type HTTP patch, okay, HTTP patch connection. Now you can see here. Okay, HTTP client connector patch deprecated. You can see it is right. So before patch connector is there, now it is removed from the boom.
Okay.
See, you can see patch connector. Before it was there, but it is removed. Okay,
Okay, Pavan.
clear? Any questions or any doubts? So tomorrow we'll see how we can use this HTTP client connectors and how we can create that URLs and what are the different actions we can pass. So and whenever we are using the HTTP client connector, we need to pass the parameters. Okay, how we can pass that resource path parameters, we'll see tomorrow. Okay.